And this is the astrological forecast for the sign of Pisces for 2024. It's not going to be the easiest year you've had for a long time. That's pretty clear. There are a number of positives. I particularly like what Pluto and Uranus are doing to many of you. But Saturn and Neptune are hammering you. Jupiter is going to be here today, gone tomorrow. So it's going to end up fairly even. It's a fairly balanced year, but there are certain dates that are going to get hammered. So let's crunch the numbers and let's have a look. It's a leap year. The sun is going to move into Pisces on the 19th of February. The new moon in Pisces in 2024 will be on the 10th of March, and it's exactly sextile Uranus. So I suggest that in many ways, for some of you, the 10th of March is actually a very good time for a fresh start, a relaunch and a new beginning. The full moon in Pisces will be on the 18th of September. Mercury will move into Pisces on the 23rd of February, and it will stay there until the 10th of March, so a brief journey through Pisces. Venus will move into Pisces on the 11th of March and stay there until the 5th of April. And Mars will move into Pisces on the 22nd of March and stay there until the 30th of April. So the last 10 days of March and all of April, Mars is with you. This is a great time for initiating, launching, beginning. And there are a couple of key dates here. 10th of April, Mars in the sky is going to be conjunct Saturn. That is something to be watched out for. A number of you may get your buttons pushed around that time. So over the period of, say, the 8th through to the 11th of April, you're all on a count to 10, because it'd be easy to say or do something you might later regret, particularly if someone's trying to tell you what to do or people are rebelling against what you say. Slightly further on, the 29th of April, Mars in the sky will be on top of Neptune in Pisces, at the end of Pisces. Again, this could lead to an element of confusion, misunderstanding in communications with others. Forewarned is forearmed. Jupiter starts the year working very well with the majority of you. From the new year through to late May, Jupiter will spend a week sextiling the sun of almost all of you. All of those of you born from the 25th of February through to the end of Pisces, all of you will go through a week of Jupiter sextile your sun. So yes, there's a number of opportunities for travel, growth, joy, fun, adventure, holiday, party. It's not exceptional. It's not over the top. It's nice. And then Jupiter will move into Gemini. And over the period of late May to late July, Jupiter will square the sun of those of you born from the 19th of February to the 2nd of March. For that 8-week period, if you're born from the 19th of February to the 2nd of March, late May to late July this coming year, don't go to extremes. After this, from late July onwards, Jupiter will then spend 7 to 8 months squaring the sun of those of you born from the 3rd to the 11th of March. And this is a degree of caution. It'd be very easy to bite off more than you can chew, to allow situations to become larger than life. Mountains made out of molehills, so forewarned is forearmed. Let's deal with the difficult stuff. Neptune is still in your sign. It's beginning to draw to a close. Neptune will start leaving Pisces in 2025 and it will permanently leave Pisces in 2026, and then it won't return for another 150 years. Not bad. But in the meantime, in this last year, Neptune's been affecting those of you born on the 14th, 15th, 16th of March. It's been bringing fatigue, confusion, weariness, uncertainty, doubt, tiredness, as well as an openness to spirituality. and a more interesting relationship with the divine, with art, compassion, empathy, intuition. And this is going to continue through to mid-March. And then the tiredness will fade away and you'll start reclaiming your energy. This is if you're born from the 14th to the 16th of March. But from mid-March onwards, Neptune will then spend a year on top of the sun of those of you born from the 17th to the 19th of March. And this could be difficult. If you're one of these people born on the 17th to the 19th of March, be aware that from your birthday onwards, you're likely to go through a year where your energy levels are only at 80%, where there's a sense of tiredness, of weariness, it's easily confused, a little bit of gullibility. You might feel fatigued, you might wonder if your eyesight is going downhill a bit or if the glandular system's playing up, to which I would say, well, of course, go to a doctor. But really, go and visit the seaside, sleep as much as you can, drink lots of clean water, have lots of hot baths and sleep. What's happening is that this is a fatigue which is really a fatigue of the soul. But it's manifesting in a physical way. So it's going to come out as a fatigue of the body. And it's happened to every Piscean. Go and talk to your other Piscean friends who have been through it in the last 10, 12, 13 years. If you're born from the 17th to the 19th of March, this is not a good year for pushing the boundaries. Saturn is still in your sign. In the first 10 weeks, 11 weeks of the year, Saturn is going to pass once and once only on top of the sun of those of you born from the 23rd of February to the 2nd of March. So if you're one of these, then the first 9-10 weeks of the year, it's not a good time for pushing the boat out. Stay at home, weed, prune, streamline, declutter. Let go of things, people, situations and environments that are past their sell-by date and have reached the end of their shelf life. And then from mid-March onwards, those of you born on or before the 2nd of March should feel a big sense of relief and release. And then Saturn moves forward. And over the period of mid-March to the end of the year, Saturn will sit on top of the sun of those of you born from the 3rd to the 9th of March. So you have a choice. You can spend 9 months bitching, whinging and complaining, saying, oh, Saturn's on my sun. Oh, I'm all alone. I'm unsupported. I'm tired. I'm weary. Nobody cares. I don't feel appreciated. I'm not loved. Poor me. I know. I'll go and hide under the bed for 9 months, in which case the bed will collapse on top of you. Or you can do it Saturn's way, in which case you're going to do everything slowly, thoroughly, properly. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Establish, consolidate. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Establish, consolidate. No shortcuts. Do everything the hard way. Do it this way, and over a 9-month period, you will put in place roots and foundations which will then act as the basis for the next 29 to 30 years. So it's worth doing properly. This is primarily those of you born from the 3rd to the 9th of March. Uranus is smiling on you. In the first 5 months of the year, Uranus is finishing its sextile to the sun of those of you born from the 9th to the 13th of March. So the ongoing opportunities for growth and expansion, for stimulus and novelty is ongoing. And then from late May onwards, Uranus will sextile the sun of those of you born from the 14th to the 17th of March. And this is also going to bring a lot more opportunity for self-development, personal growth, for new, more innovative ways of dealing with problems. Yeah, good time. And Pluto will be sextiling the sun of those of you born at the very end of Pisces. If you're born on the 20th of March, then Pluto's going to be sextiling your sun most of this year. So yes, psychologically, you're in a very good space. There are a couple of specific points I need to make clear to all of you. One's very positive and one is interesting. The interesting one is a particular date, the 27th and the 28th of February. On these days, the Sun and Mercury and Saturn in the sky all come together. So many of you, and particularly those of you born around, this is particularly going to impact on the lives of those of you born around the 29th of February, 1st of March. As you hit the end of February, this is a very potentially challenging time of coping with sudden difficult news, whereas the opposite side of the same coin suggests that this is a very good time for being cold, impersonal, detached and objective and going, right, this needs to happen, yes, no, black, white, and making clear choices. Very good time for everyone, for good, hard choices at the very end of February. And there's a bonus here. Later on in the year, over the period of the 19th and the 20th of April, is a very fortunate time, particularly in terms of business and finance. There should be one or two little interesting opportunities and bargains around at that time, and this is affecting all of you, so antennae up. 19th, 20th of April. Little bit of speculation, chances, not risks. Underlying everything, you've got Saturn and Neptune still in your sign, so this is a massive time of restructuring, the dissolving of the old, the restructuring of the new. There's nice bonuses happening, you're getting help from outside, but you're halfway through a 3-year period of massive change and reordering. So nose to the grindstone, folks, keep going. I know it sounds hard, but do everything the hard way, because in the long-term future, you will be so glad you did. Have a disciplined and focused year.